Hello and welcome to Sports Hour. I'm Sakshi Mandwal, and joining me here in the studios tonight with me is our sports expert Harpal Singh Bedi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Well, before we proceed, let's have a quick look on the top stories of the day. Spain beat France 2-0, move into semis of Euro 2012. England all set to face Italy in quarter-final of Euro 2012. Leander Paes to pair with Radek Stefanik in Wimbledon. And Fernando Alonso wins F1 title in Valencia. And now moving on to the stories and details, Spain outplayed France 2-0 to move into the last four stage of the Euro 2012. With this win, Spain also inched closer to defend its European title. Both goals were scored by Xabi Alonso. He got his first midway through first half and then converted a 90-minute penalty kick to seal France's fate. The European and world champions now meet Portugal on Wednesday, with all eyes on how Spain will deal with Real Madrid star striker Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, it's a clean sheet win for Spain out there, 2-0 defeat to France, and France looking completely somewhere clueless of the day and the game that day, and Spain making its way through to the semis. That's obviously is a big win for Spain, and somewhere a loss with France will be regretting.
Obviously,
they couldn't even pose a defense on the title, on their show somewhere.
No,
on the game.
They did play well. It's not all that bad. All because there was talk that there is a disagreement between the team. The players are fighting, and it seemed that they may not put up a good fight. But yesterday, surprisingly, they did put up a good fight. So Spain dominated the show throughout. And once or twice, a couple of times, France did show that they are in the game. But then they, whatever effort they made, were neutralized by either the Spanish defense or the goalkeeper.
Yes.
And come to think of it, Spain had a upper hand, and Spain at the moment is enjoying a good trip for this Euro Cup. And they have made it to semi-final. Xabi Alonso was playing his 100th game, and he scored his 2 goals now. His tally has gone in 100 matches. He has scored 15 goals. But it was a sweet range for Spain. They had lost to France in '84 Euro Cup finals, and they had lost to France in 2006 World Cup. So those two defeated, they have been able to erase. And come to think of Spain, France, there is not much. Their performance so far in this tournament was not very impressive. They did manage to come to quarterfinals, but it was a very sketchy performance. Spain had been dominating. And let's see what happens in the semi-finals. But at the moment, Spain, I think Spain has an edge so far as semi-final is concerned. In last night's match, it was Spain's domination was very clear.
Completely.
But did not complete exactly because France was trying to
make a comeback, but they could not find that way out somewhere to convert them to goals. But talking about the other match, obviously, now Portugal is in the area on the game that's going to be played in Wednesday. So how do we see Portugal placed over here? Because it's going to be a tough call.
One should not predict. It is very difficult to predict because always predictions come, it turn out to be wrong. Because you are talking about a game which you have not seen, and you don't know how the team will play. But you go by the statistics. Now we are going by the statistics, and I think Portugal will be totally dependent on Ronaldo. Now, if you block one man, then it will be very difficult. So Portugal's, I think, coming to semi-final so far has been dependent on Ronaldo. Now, even the Spaniards know that Ronaldo is a dangerous man. If you block him, I think France has to, Portugal will have to produce another striker like Ronaldo, which I don't think they have.
Blocking Ronaldo is not going to be an easy call.
In Spain, on the other side, has a total team. They are not depending on one player. Portugal is heavily dependent on one man, Ronaldo, and he has clicked. But for Spain, they are not depending on one man. So there gives Spain a slight edge.
Yes, definitely. On that note, now moving on, England team coach Roy Hodgson sounded optimistic of an outright win when his team faces Italy in the quarter-final stage of the Euro 2012. He was also of the view that his side would not wait for spot kick to decide the outcome of the contest, but would make efforts to move the scoreboard during the regulation period.
England coach Roy Hodgson said his team remains focused as they prepare to take on Italy on Sunday in their Euro 2012 quarter-final clash. Speaking at a conference on Saturday at the venue for the match, the Kiev Olympic Stadium, Hodgson said there would be no change in the way England will approach the game.
I don't think that it's going to change our mentality particularly. We must just make certain we prepare for the match, that we're ready for the match, and when we go on the field we're capable of doing what we set out to do.
England and Italy have dreadful records in penalty shootouts, with the Azzurris' 2006 World Cup final triumph a rare bright spot in an otherwise sorry tale of woe. Clashing for the first time in more than a decade, England have met Italy only twice at major tournaments, with the Italians winning a 1980 European Championship Group game 1-0 in Turin and a 1990 World Cup third-place playoff 2-1 in Bari. England skipper Steven Gerrard said the team had improved with every game at Euro 2012 and they would look to use that momentum against Italy.
I think the level of performance of the team and the squad so far in the tournament gives me the confidence and the belief. I think in previous tournaments, I think the reason we've gone out is because the level of performance has been under what we're capable of. I think we've got stronger as the tournament's gone on, and hopefully that'll be the same tomorrow night.
Controversial Italian forward Mario Balotelli wants to focus on the quarter-final match against England in Kiev on Sunday and refused to speak anything beyond that in the pre-match conference. Team coach Sakshi Mandwal also wants the side to concentrate on the game because he feels England is a strong side. Coach also hinted at fielding Thiago Motta, who is recovering from an injury.
Italian forward Mario Balotelli said on Saturday that he has grown up and is no longer a Peter Pan figure. The Italy striker made the comments with defender Andrea Barzagli and coach Cesare Prandelli ahead of Italy's Euro 2012 quarter-final against England in Kiev on Sunday. Balotelli brushed off the comments and instead focused on his aims for Sunday's match that would pit Balotelli and a number of his friends against each other. I hope it's going to be a good match. They know me and I know them, and I just hope we're going to be nice and fun. I just hope we're going to win because I want to win even if they are my teammates. Italy coach Cesare Prandelli told reporters that his side would have to be brave as England were one of the most compact and organized sides at the tournament. The side we are going to take on has a lot of characters, a lot of good footballers. They don't just play people all over the place. It's going to be a meeting with a very tough side. We need to go into the game without any fear. We mustn't have any psychological hang-ups. Prandelli also said his team was going into the match well prepared and well staffed, indicating that midfielder Thiago Motta had recovered from a muscle injury and should be fit to play.
Well, so obviously things right now are not very well placed for England right now, given by the way that controversy is all around Mario right now, and also the fact that Thiago Motta may or may not be present in the match. But all this keeping aside, England could come strong.
Why not? Why not? There is no reason to write off England. But as I told you about earlier match also, it is very difficult. See, you are going to predict about a match, you don't know how it will be played out. Again, we are going back on statistics. If you go by statistics, then Italy starts favourite.
Yes, that's
because
right.
they have played 20, between them, England and Italy, they have played 22 matches. And Italy has won 9, England has won 7, 6 has been drawn. Though the difference is only 2 matches. England has won, Italy is winning 9 matches and England 2.
7.
But most of the matches, important matches, Italy has won.
Right.
Italy has beaten England in Euro Cup in 1990, 1980. Italy has beaten England in World Cup. And interestingly, since 1977, Italy, 1977, that is for almost 35 years.
Right.
England has beaten Italy only once. In the last time, in 9 matches they have played so far. So if you go by that statistics, then it looks Italy has a edge, which still I think has a edge, but England has recovered. They have tasted blood. They have started winning. They have, though they struggled, they never looked at a team which will make it to the quarterfinals. They made it. They beat Sweden. They beat Ukraine. And Rooney coming back into the attack has helped them. And their coach is very I think confident.
Things are going on,
and Hodgson says this is the time We will not wait till the end, and so that we will go to penalty shootout. And England is notoriously, I think, a deficit time side as far as penalty shootout is concerned. Their maximum they have lost.
Right.
So they said they will not go to that extent, and they'll try to finish the match.
Finish the game in that
Whether
time,
Italy
yes.
will allow them to finish the match so early remains to be seen. But this match, the previous three quarterfinals, this quarterfinal is hardly unpredictable.
Right.
You see, when you started with Spain and France, people had say Spain has edge.
Right.
Germany was dominating. Portugal was, they said they have an edge. But as far as this match is concerned, people do go back to statistics, but they still say this match is 50-50 placed.
Yes.
Very difficult to predict.
Right.
So let's see what happens.
Yes, definitely. Well, on that note, we are right now heading in for a short break, but you stay tuned in because lined up ahead is a lot more sporting action in line for you.
You're watching TV Sports.
And India's top high jumper Sahana Kumari booked ticket for London Games on the opening day of the Senior Interstate Athletics meet that began on Saturday at Hyderabad. On her way to win the gold medal, the 30-year-old Karnataka jumper cleared the bar at 1.92 meters to achieve Olympic B qualification mark. Her performance of 1.92 meters was also a new national record in itself. The previous record of 1.91 meters was set by Bobby Aloysius in 2002. And now some news from the world of tennis. Spanish ace Rafael Nadal, who has played in the 5 of the last 6 Wimbledon finals, winning in 2008 and 2010 and missing the 2009 due to injury, remains cautious of his chances this year. But Serbia's Novak Djokovic is looking ahead to reach the finals. If he does, he remains ahead of his rivals. In the women's group, Serena Williams of US is expected to rebound from a shattering French Open defeat, while Maria Sharapova of Russia is looking forward to back-to-back Grand Slam titles. And now talking about the Indian angle in the Wimbledon, the duo of Mahesh Bhupathi and Rohan Bopanna pairing in doubles in the London Games would be eager to prove a point when they take the court at the prestigious Wimbledon starting Monday at the All England Club. While Leander Paes will pair with Radek Stefanik, in women's doubles, Sania Mirza will partner America's Bethany Mattek-Sands. The tennis event during the London Olympics will be played at the same venue. Well, amidst all the controversy surrounding London Olympics that was happening with the pairing of Mahesh Bhupathi, Rohan Bopanna and obviously Leander Paes, we have Bhupathi and Bopanna pairing up together in Wimbledon over here. That obviously would be great news for both of them because they're paired comfortably in each other's zone right now.
No, there's no great news. The great news is that they will face each other. Rohan and Leander Paes, because they have placed in the same group.
Yes.
So if they may face each other if they keep on winning like this, and Leander Paes and Stefanik is a 4th seed pair.
Yes.
So and if they play and they win, they may clash each other with the same quarterfinal.
Yes, that may happen.
If they win.
Yes.
So lots remain to be seen, and then how Sania will face and how she figure in. And the interesting thing is if Sania and Mahesh Bhupathi combine here and they win.
Yes.
See, in mixed doubles, they have already won French Open. They have done well in Australian Open.
Also, yes.
So there is too much of confusion at the moment. But come to think of it, it's good for India because all the players will be giving their best in Wimbledon. And if they give their best, they will be ready for the Olympics also. And it will be played on the same venue.
Right.
Having said that, I think as far as the main draw is concerned, I still think that Rafael Nadal is a favorite. Though people say he's a clay court, but a player who has reached 5 finals of the last 6, because last time he got injured, and then winning after 5, winning 2, 2008 and 2010. I think, and
Yes,
he's
no?
in good nick. But in this whole story, one man has been missed. He's Roger Federer.
Okay. Roger
Djokovic is there.
Djokovic is there,
Djokovic is there.
yes.
He's a defending champion.
Yes, yes.
He's missed. I think one should not take Federer lightly. But on the whole, his stars, he's on the decline.
Yes,
Whether
but talking
one
about
likes it or
youngsters
not.
also, we have Djokovic also coming up ahead as big competitor and somewhere a competition for these players. He could be there.
Djokovic is,
Yes.
I think, starts, he's a favorite.
starts as a
But the
favourite with the
man
tournament
who will
match,
give
yes.
him a challenge, Rafa Nadal, and Rafa Nadal with the victory behind him, though on a clay court, he has been playing very consistently well.
Right.
And once he gets going, it is very difficult for the opposition or his opponent to face him. So the way he is playing, Djokovic having lost in Djokovic, you can't claim that he's or one cannot claim that he's a grass court specialist.
Right.
He plays. Federer can be, it can be said about Federer, but Federer has lost.
Yes.
So Nadal, who is known as a clay king, he has done very well in Wimbledon, being
come out here.
5-time
Yes.
finalist and out of them winning twice.
Yes.
And overall, when you talk about a woman, nobody remembers who was Petra Kvitova.
Right.
She won last time.
Kvitova, yes.
After
yes.
that, nobody heard about her.
Yes.
She's a Czech from Czech Republic.
Well, in fact-
so people are talking about Maria Sharapova
Right.
and Serena
Yes.
Williams, but I still believe that some girl from the East European will come because they come in hordes. Somebody, you don't know who will win and who will not.
Yes.
But they win and then they disappear.
Right.
So it is very difficult as a woman section is concerned to say who is the
That's
favorite.
exactly what you always maintain, that women's side is always difficult
Very,
to predict
very.
who could win. But Serena Williams obviously could be expected to make a
No,
comeback in this.
every
over
player
here.
has a chance. It is very difficult. You should not rule out any player. You should not dismiss it. But going by the performance so far, I don't think Serena Williams can go beyond quarterfinal or something. If she wins till quarterfinal, semi-final, it is great.
Yes.
Maria Sharapova is in a good shape. She has won the tournament. And one thing is, with Kim Clijsters, she will be playing her last Wimbledon. She will also, she is going to retire after US Open. So she will also give her the last shot. Overall, there is a confusion as a women's section is concerned because there are too many people at this.
But the men's section
stage.
stands pretty
Men
clear.
are stable. Rafa Nadal,
Yes.
Djokovic, Federer and Andy Murray.
three,
If
four names
these
that
are
we
3,
have,
4,
yes.
if they don't come, then it's a big upset.
Right.
Otherwise, they are the people who have been dominating.
Yes, definitely. On that note, now moving on, Sri Lanka continued to tighten its grip over the first test galley against Pakistan. On the third day of the test, Sri Lanka declared its second innings after scoring 137 for 5 and then put Pakistan to bat first. The visitors struggled in their second innings too, and when the stumps were drawn, home team removed top 3 batsmen for 36. With 2 days more, Pakistan trails Sri Lanka by 474 runs. Sri Lanka in their first innings scored 472, while Pakistan got 100 in its first innings. And Fernando Alonso sensationally won from 11th place in the European Grand Prix in Valencia on Sunday after Sebastian Vettel retired.